This is an introduction to the Curlin Pump 6000, the infusion pump used for continuous PCA and intermittent therapy. This video will show you how to set up and operate the pump. There will be orders for the amount and frequency of medication distribution ordered by the provider. We'll demonstrate first how to set up the machine as a PCA, then how to change a bag, review current medications, make changes, and retrieve and clear totals. Any changes in orders will be obtained from the provider, and any changes in patient status should be reported to the provider. You need to include all pertinent information when calling the provider, such as total medication delivered to the patient in the past 24 hours, how many boluses has the patient received, how many attempts has the patient had in the last 24 hours? How does the patient currently rate their pain with medication and between boluses attempted? Gather any supplies you may need before continuing, including the bag and tubing. The pump requires 2 C batteries. Make sure those are inserted before starting the pump. They go in the back of the pump. There is an unlock feature at the bottom to open the door, and the door slides open very easily to retrieve the C batteries. The batteries go in, the door slides up, and then we lock it. Make sure the patient and family know how to change out the batteries. They can also attach a power cord at the bottom of the pump. And if the patient is less mobile or wants to plug in for nighttime, this would be recommended. The bolus cord is located on the side of the pump. To set up the pump in PCA mode, we can start the pump by pressing on. Before starting any program, make sure to get the orders, check the patient's vital signs, and pain level. The pump does a self-test and tells you the internal battery. Going to press yes to program the pump. This is a new program, so we're going to scroll to new program and press yes. A lock code is required. We're going to press yes for new program. This will be a PCA. Scroll down to PCA and press yes. Since a previous prescription was programmed, we need to say yes to erase the previous prescription. Now we're able to enter each setting. We're going to press yes to go to each of these as ordered. Our order says milligrams. The concentration of our order is 2 milligrams per milliliter. I'll have to press yes to accept that. Next is IV. If you're going through an IV, press yes. The other options are subcutaneous and epidural. We're going to press yes to get past the low dose screen because it's not ordered at this time. Press yes to med limits off. Press yes to next. For bag volume, type in the bag volume of the bag that you are programming. Press enter or yes. The basal rate ordered is 2 milligrams per hour in this case. Enter. The bolus amount is also 2 milligrams per each bolus. The bolus interval ordered is 15 minutes. Press enter. And the number of boluses the patient could press per hour is 4. And press enter. Then we'll ask if you're done, and you will have an opportunity to review these settings before we run the pump. At this menu screen, I can review the settings by pressing no. I see that I have milligrams, concentration. I need to press enter to go to each one of those. Just double checking my programming. When I get to done, I'll press yes. At this point, we're ready to load the tubing of the new bag. Open the door. Make sure this is already primed. If you do see air bubbles, as the clinician, you can prime on the pump. Loading the tubing, closing the latch door, pushing it down and making sure it's flush. You see on this screen that there's a prime button. So with the tubing not connected to the patient, you can press the prime button. It will ask you to enter the lock code. This prevents an accidental loading dose into the patient. And then making sure it's disconnected from the patient, releasing any clamps. Hold the prime key until the fluid comes out of the end and you've cleared any air. Now that we have primed the tubing, we're ready to hook up to the patient, unclamp, and start our infusion. All the settings, including that this is a brand new bag, 0 volume infused, will continuously scroll through while the pump is infusing. You also see a green flashing light on run to ensure the pump is actually running. We can look at some of the keypad functions on the Curlin Pump 6000. So if you press number 4, this will hold the screen of anything you need to document. It holds it for about 10 seconds so that I can make sure I am looking at the rate is 2 milligrams, none has gone in, the remaining volume is 250. And then it starts scrolling through all those options again. Some handy ones are 5, 6, and 7. So number 5 will give my hourly total. This pump was just started, so there's no totals. You can press number 6 for therapy info of what bag and concentration is hanging. Seven will tell you what you have programmed for this prescription. The basal rate, patient boluses, interval, and how many boluses per hour this patient can receive.